Well, it's Sunday afternoon. We've been to church, and my brother Johnny is hosting a barbecue for me and my brothers. And I think he said his daughter from North Carolina is coming. So we'll have a good time this afternoon. But I'm fixing some corn a different way. I put these ears, left the shucks on in the microwave. And it depends on how many ears of corn you make at one time, but I did 3 and I left them in there for like 5 minutes. So I'm going to cut the ends off of this bottom here. You feel where the edge of the corn is, and you just cut it just above that. And this is a trick that gets all the shucks off. I miss Joe. He did this part. He's stronger than me. Anyway, then you just start squeezing it from the other end, and as it comes out, most all the shucks come out with it. There may be just 2 or 3 lingering behind that you can just pull off, but you see it's coming. I'll get these all shut once I get this one done to show you what it looks like, and then I'll show you the next step I'm going to do for them. There they come. Okay, about all the shucks is off. There's some hanging down. I'll just grab those real quick and get all off. Okay, now I'm going to break this in 2, and I'm putting them in this pan. Take the tip of that one off. And I'm putting them in this pan, and once I get the pan full, I'll be back and show you what we're going to do with them. Okay, I've got them all out and lined in this 9x13 pan, and now I'm going to use this Hellmann's garlic Parmesan sauce. It says chicken tender mayonnaise style dip, but it is garlic Parmesan. So I'm going to see how this, there it goes. I'm just going to squeeze some on each one of these ears of corn. And I've got the oven preheated at 400 degrees. And I'm going to stick these in for just about 5 minutes. But in addition to that sauce on the corn, I'm going to sprinkle just a little more shredded Parmesan on top of each one. Okay, now this is not my original creation. I saw this online, but to be honest, I can't remember the site, or I would tell you. But it was just so simple I could remember to do it, so without reading the recipe. So this goes in a 400 degree oven for just about 5 minutes, just long enough for that sauce to melt and run over the corn. The corn's already cooked. You're just trying to melt the cheese and the sauce and everything over that corn. And then I'll put a cover on it and take it with me to my brother's house. I was also made, wipe my hands. Also made a cucumber and onion salad. I made that last night. And what I did was just slice up some English cucumbers and sliced up some thin onion, Vidalia onions, julienne style. And I mixed up vinegar and sugar. And I think I had maybe 3/4 cup of vinegar, and I can't remember how much sugar. I think maybe 2 or 3 tablespoons, but I just taste it as I go along until I get that right balance of tart and sweet. And then I added just a little bit, maybe a teaspoon of dried dill to that. So it's been marinating all night, so that should be good. And I've got a cheesecake from Sam's in the freezer. I'll take that. And I made the blueberry compote for that this morning to put on top of our cheesecake. And I called Johnny. I was at Food City after church, and I said, "Is there anything I need to pick up that you need?" And he said, "Yes, I was at Food City earlier, and they didn't have any Bluebell ice cream at our Food City. So they had plenty here in our community. So I got 2 tubs of Bluebell. There's another corn shuck. So I got 2 tubs. He wanted Neapolitan, so it was buy one, get one free. So I got Neapolitan and a coffee flavored ice cream. So I think we should have a good time this afternoon. We'll see you there. Thank you for cooking all this, Johnny Ray.
You're welcome.
He's wore out.
I am.
He is. Let's see what all we got. Okay, coleslaw and lettuce for the burgers, veggies, baked beans, cucumber and onion, potato salad, sauerkraut,
Hamburgers and hot dogs.
Parmesan garlic corn, hamburgers and hot dogs, and cheesecake and ice cream for dessert.
Yep. And Joe brought most of the good stuff.
No. So it's time to eat, everybody.
Okay. And I was going to wish this day. Johnny Ray was going to wish this day. Your granny was going to wish. And they were having street. And they could run around the back. So I told when they were little, Stephanie and Jody and yeah, that went on over at East Tennessee State when I was going over there. Your mom was right in the middle of there. And she was
right in the middle of the street
party.
Yeah,
a street party.
Her and Rachel and somebody else, I can't remember who it was. And they believed me.
Yeah, you were a trusted adult at the time, Teddy.
They come home and ask Valerie, "Why did you streak?"
Yes, I was. Mom acted like.
I bet Valerie got mad at Teddy.
Yeah.
She did. Next time I saw her, she said, "Why on earth would you tell her something like that?" I said, "Because it's a good story.
Because it's funny.
Pictures." I said, "I've got pictures, Valerie. I can prove it."
Was it worth it, Teddy?
No.
No. It sounds like it's worth it to me.
She stayed mad at me half the time anyway.
Yeah. Might as well earn it.
Yeah.
This lady goes over and she buys some lottery tickets. And while she's doing that, people would pull up to a pump and start pumping gas. And then they'd go into the store.
Mhm.
Yeah. And that's what she did. And she went in and she bought her lottery tickets while the pump was running. And when she came out, she grabbed hold of the pump and it was full and it splashed. This was, before all the guards and stuff. But anyway, it got up on her hand and her sleeve and her blouse and stuff. And so she put the lid back on the gas cap of her car, and she got in the car and she headed back toward Tennessee. And on her way back, she decided, she was a smoker, and she decided she was going to light her cigarette. And when she did, her sleeve caught on fire because it still had gas on it. So she had her window down, and as she went down the highway, she was holding her arm out the window trying to get the flames to go out. And of course, it was smoking. Well, the highway patrol pulled her over down in Weber City and gave her a ticket for carrying a firearm.
We used to have a bear in Gatlinburg, downtown, in a store, in a cage.
Outside is
On the
cage, the store on it.
Okay, the store owned the bear, and they kept it in a cage.
Food and stuff, so go up there and set it in a cage. And they give it water and Pepsi, whatever they was drinking and stuff. One evening, somebody poured some gas in that bear's drinking tube. And that next morning, the bear went crazy. Broke out of the gate, got the gate open. took off. And the last time they seen it, it was running down, what's the name of that highway that goes into Pigeon Forge?
421.
421. It was running down the highway.
Where did it end up?
Next thing they knew, it just, one of the people on the road had video of it, it just collapsed. Right there on the road, just fell out.
Did it die?
No, it run out of gas.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. They had your mom just hooked.
Yeah, she came inside and she said, "That Bob."
You should have seen that. She would suck into it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she was scared. She was really concerned
She was concerned
about that bear.
So Bob said this man and woman been married for about 50 years.
And she was a nagging wife. Everything he did for all them years, she just nagged. And he made her a promise one day. She said, "You'll never do hate me no more." So he made her a promise that when he retired, he'd take her. She always wanted to go to Jerusalem. He said, "When I retire, I'll take you to Jerusalem." And so he retired, and they take off to Jerusalem over. And they was over about, I don't know, a week or so. And she had a heart attack and died.
Oh.
And we called the people come get the bodies.
The undertaker.
Stuff. They took her anyway. They come back and told that man. He said, we can ship her body back to the United States for about $4,000, $5,000. Or you can have her buried here in Jerusalem. It'd cost about $400. So the man thought, he said, they told him, he said, "Just take your time and think about it." So he said, "Okay." So the next day he went back down there and he told that undertaker or whatever, he said, "I've decided," he said, "just go ahead and ship her back to the United States." And the man looked at him, he said, I don't understand. He said, "It's going to cost all that money to ship her back when you could have her buried here." He said, "Yeah, but," he said, "the best I can remember and the best I've read, there was a man buried here, died, and they buried him here, and in 3 days he arose."
Don't want to risk that happening.
No.
Well, I'm getting my bicycle out. I haven't ridden it yet. It's just been so hot. But I've decided to load it up this evening. I've already got the bike hauler on the back of the vehicle. And I'm going to go ride the Greenbelt Trail in the morning while it's cooler. It's supposed to be in the 60s. And they're calling for scattered showers tomorrow afternoon. So I'm going to go ride in the morning. Well, it's a beautiful morning, and I decided I'm going to take my bicycle for my first ride after 3 or 4 years. It might have even been longer than that since Joe and I have been on our bicycles. But it's one of the favorite things that we enjoy doing together. And so I have my bicycle loaded on the back of the car. We're headed to the Greenbelt in Kingsport. It's a pretty easy trail. It's mostly paved and mostly level. There are some inclines, but they're not too bad. So I'm going to pace myself, see how far I get to ride today and how well I do. But I hope I can do well. I'm a little nervous because I've not been on it for several years, and I'm by myself. So the Lord will take care of me. I've prayed and asked for His protection. So let's go have a good time today. Well, I made it to the Greenbelt. I'm all geared up and we're ready for the trail. So let's get going. Taking a little nap in the shade. Give you a little view of the parking lot area. This is where I start. We'll see how far I go today. Well, I've ridden a little over 3 miles, and I've taken a little break, give my behind a rest. I haven't been in the saddle in a long time. But I'm here at the Holston Valley Drive trailhead. It's been a beautiful ride, beautiful morning. I love the feel of the breeze as I ride. So we'll get started again here in a minute. I'll get a drink of water. I was so excited about getting on the bicycle that I dropped my gloves. I usually have riding gloves, padded for your hands, and I had them out to put on, but I forgot to put them on before I took off, so they must be there at the pavement where I parked. So hopefully they'll be there when I get back. If not, I'll buy another pair. They're old anyway. Well, guess what? As I close the lid to the cooler, down behind the cooler are my gloves. Yay! Let's get those things on, because I certainly feel it on the heel of my palm against the gear shifts. Okay, got my gloves on and had some water, so let's get started back on the trail. I'm doing good so far. So this is the Center Street trailhead, and sometimes Joe and I would park in this parking lot, and across the road from Center Street is a gas station. Back then it was called something else. Now it's XP. But they had a deli in there. I assume they still have the deli. But for breakfast they would have the best biscuits, so you could eat your good breakfast before you start riding. Let's keep going. I'm going to try to make it to Netherland Inn Park, and then I'll stop and just sit and rest for a little while. Isn't this bridge pretty? It's so pretty. Got to show you the scenery. You're looking at Bays Mountain. I have to take the phone off to show you the creek. So pretty. The big tunnel. Alright, let's get going again. More beautiful pictures of Holston River and Bays Mountain. Okay, this is Netherland Inn. We'll be entering the park area soon. Right here is the seafood restaurant where you sit outside overlooking the river. says the Kingsport Selfie Trail. We're right here at this Riverfront Seafood Restaurant. This is the view you get when you come to eat. Isn't it wonderful? So speaking of selfie, I think I will take a selfie. Well, just as I was getting to the top of the steepest incline, my bicycle stopped, my legs stopped, and I just fell over. You know, like the old show back in the 70s, early 80s, Laughing, where they had to ride the tricycle and then just fall over. I just skinned just a little place on my shin, but I'm fine. So, had to gather up my ice in the cooler and everything, put it back in place. My bicycle's okay. It was just a minor fall. So I'll take that as a sign to turn around and head back. I've been 8 miles so far, but I'm going to stop at a picnic table.
Good.
Yeah, thank you. But I'm going to stop at a picnic table down here and have my water and apple. Okay, made it to the picnic table and it feels nice here in the shade. Got my helmet off to get some air on my head. Got my gloves off to get air in my hands. That fall was embarrassing. It came up on me, that incline came up before I realized it, and I didn't have a chance to get my run and go up, get my speed up to get up it. So just before I got to the top, everything shut down and over I went. I'm glad nobody saw it, but you all. So I'm having my water, my Nature Valley peanut bar, and an apple. That should give me energy to make it back. I've traveled 8 miles, a little over 8 miles. So I'm proud of myself. This old 70-year-old girl still has something left in her. So let's eat a snack and I'll be back. I think that little nick was from the bicycle pedal. Well, I've stopped near the hospital here on this little bench by the trail. Isn't this a nice sign? Talking about all the birds that you'll see. So I'm going to finish drinking some water and rest a bit. Okay, so I stopped here to rest at the Holston Valley Drive trailhead. and finish my water. I think I got about 8 more miles to go and I'll be back to the car. It's 85 degrees, my last rest stop before reaching the car. 3 more miles to go.